Hey folks, we want to welcome you to Bad Like Crab. And in this show, we just talk, we just speak our mind about music, about anything we feel like, just unfiltered, unfettered speech about just the industry. And since it's carnival season right now,
2K17,
yeah,
some nice releases so far.
we want to talk about a topic that could be very provocative. We hope nobody took any feelings. We just being real,
Yeah.
you know.
It's on everybody's mind. Everybody's talk about it when they're in the bar.
Yep. And this time we dealing with the top five one-hit wonders in soca.
I mean, it's probably 20. When we compile this list, it's probably about 20.
Yeah, so we had to chop it down a little bit, but if you're on this list, hear what?
Go totes.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Some people don't even have one hit, so we want to start off by talking about the criteria, which is very important with these things. Because most times people think a one-hit wonder means you literally had one hit, right? This is not so.
No, usually artists will have a minor hit before, they actually gain some sort of notoriety. And fans will know, songs from the album, songs that they perform. But, I mean, a hit usually is of a certain magnitude that's up here. And
Yes.
then there will be other minor hits.
Yeah. So a one-hit wonder is really when you have a very huge, memorable hit, but there was nothing after that that really even came close to that. That was like your one defining moment. That was 1999, right?
Mhm.
So before that, Kurt Allen was singing Calypso. He was a Calypso artist. And then out of nowhere, he just came with a song that just totally mashed up the place. He won Soca Monarch that year. And then after that, I think that was it for me, Soca.
That was it, because he kind of came out of nowhere with that soca thing. I could be wrong, but I just remember the kind of ruction he was causing. I was here, he was mashing up fences and all kind of thing in place.
Yeah, that song was real different. Just the start and the first few chords of that song, you said just put in a place, boy. And then when it go, dust them away with you, people just...
Well, that's the thing, that song it started on a hype, and then had a next hype, and a next hype. That song had about 3 hooks, and it just didn't let you go, boy.
Yeah. And then after that, I think Kurt Allen basically, he was done with that. He got it out of his system, and then it was back to Calypso. And of course, he won Calypso Monarch a few times. And he was a very good Calypsonian before that.
Yeah.
So that was just like his foray into soca, and then that was it. We. That was Nia George's only hit. Now, Nia George is also the cousin of Iowa George. I heard that Iowa George may have had something to do with, the construction of that song. I don't know. If anybody in the comments know for sure,
Yeah.
You could say. But after Fian left Invasion, that was kind of it.
After Fian left many things, that was it.
After Fian reached many things. That
But back to the
Yeah.
topic.
But yeah, so after she left, they didn't really have any more Invasion. So that band, went through, and he never had a hit again. That would have been his only hit, and that one Road March.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was massive. I think just because this song was so relatable,
Yeah.
right? Because there's this thing about calling back your country and your tribe, and then there's a call to action as well. Now show me your right hand. That's why that song resonated so much with people.
It's like you couldn't help but pop your hand. It's like if you don't pop your hand, you're kind of unpatriotic.
No, they say they're bigging up Trinidad last two now.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's a call to action right there.
Yeah.
And our number 3 one-hit wonder is Wayne Rodriguez with Footsteps. This is a song that had people getting on real dirty.
It was real massive, especially on the ground.
Yeah, that's why.
On the ground, especially for Juve, it was madness.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And the funny thing is, I think the song was attributed to Ecstatic first. So I assumed it was Marshall, and I was like, wait, nah, there's no Marshall.
Everybody thought it was Marshall, but then I heard the voice.
Yeah. I mean, it was a massive song. It was Road March. That song still plays to this day. I mean, tragically, Wayne Rodriguez died a few years later. So it's a sense where maybe he could have had another hit and you never knew, you know.
Yeah.
But that's his only hit. That was a serious high point. To show how bad that song was that year, right? That's the same year Marshall brought out Toro Toro, and Footsteps beat Toro Toro into second place. Like, I don't think they had another year where a song of that caliber would have been second, you know?
Yeah.
Footsteps just, and I witnessed it. I remember being by the stage and the DJ was playing Toro Toro and people actually told the DJ they wanted to hear Footsteps. I was like, wow, it was just crazy, you know.
And for a number 2 one-hit wonder, small little story. There's this bar I used to go to, and right next to the bar had an open space, and used to have these guys practicing some dance moves to this song, this real catchy song. It was only after I started hearing it on radio, it's like, these guys are Surge.
In your time, girl.
Kind of boy band meets soca kind of vibe.
Yeah, that was our boy band, our local NSYNC or
Jackson something.
Backstreet Boys or
Yeah.
that song was real huge and girls really
Girls,
loved that, of
yeah.
course.
Of course.
You know?
I think they had that demographic. They definitely captured that teenage and up kind of demographic.
Yeah, and I think the older women like to do it on the loose. As usually happen with, you know, boy band thing.
Yeah.
You know. You just have the teenage girls who wanted, and you just have the mothers who want to rock the cradle or rub the cradle or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But those guys, I think that was their only hit. Like literally, there's one case you all can't fight with them. I think that was like, and then the funny thing is, like when I hear about them, I just hear people say, you know, one I'm working by me, you know, he doing so I so by so. So I think them guys, you know, going back into the 95, I don't think they're really active in music now. If they're active in music, you know, you could say,
Jack
I don't
Lee.
know. But I think that was it. I think after that, that was their one hit, but it was a big hit though.
So David, this is the moment.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of waiting for a way. Number 1, soca one-hit wonder in the world is
Camera.
You expected that, right? You must have expected that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I know people will argue about it because, you know, they put out songs every year and those songs get airplay, right? That song, they won Soca Monarch and they won Road March.
There was nothing close to that song. That was all I was playing basically.
Yeah.
You know?
There are the few artists ever did the double, which is Soca Monarch and Road March. And
Yeah.
most of the artists that did the double is like artists that revered now. You have Super Blue, you have Marshall Montano, you have Fay-Ann Lyons, and them men ascended into that pantheon for a year. So for 1 year, those guys were toe to toe with legendary artists and never ever achieved that greatness again.
Yeah.
The story behind it is what I heard. You all could correct me if I'm wrong. The story behind it, and I think they said this, is that Colonel tell them they had to get serious. You know? Because before that, their biggest hit was a song called Eat a Food, which was a real kicksy song based on something they used to say a lot. Man. If you listen to their radio program, Eat a Food was a term they used to use a lot. So they brought that. And that was like a minor hit. They had reached Soca Monarch finals that year and thing. And people were surprised at how good they performed.
Okay.
And I heard they were told that they had to get serious. And Palance was them getting serious, and they swept everything in Marshall's absence from his season.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like when Bob Dylan hold the Beatles in a talk and tell them, you all need to get serious. And then they made Sergeant Pepper. So Palance is like the Sergeant Pepper of okay, no. Shut that down right there.